Well, hello there, grandchildren. Welcome back to another episode of Granny Goatee's Food Review Show, where Granny Goatee reviews your favorite foods. Today, we're going to be reviewing old school items, a blast from the past from Taco Bell. Today, Halloween, October 31st. Happy Halloween, by the way, to everybody out there, to all of the people watching this video. I hope you have a safe and fun time with your family and friends tonight. But Taco Bell is going to be releasing today old school menu items from the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s. All right, we're gonna be reviewing all four of these items, and it's going to be pretty nostalgic for Granny Goatee because I remember when these items were available in Taco Bell. And I really enjoyed some of these items, and I can't wait to go over, one of them I haven't tried before, but I can't wait to go over them for you and with you today, okay? If you're here for the first time, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 500 and then 1,000, all right? And if you enjoy this video, please give me a like so the algorithm can push the video out to new viewers yeah, just get it out there. It's hard battling that algorithm sometimes. But nothing helps it like those thumbs ups from people that are watching these videos, okay? All right, if you would like to see the history of Taco Bell, which I love to do for these companies, you can go ahead and watch this video here after you're done with this video, okay? A pop-up will pop up. You can go ahead and watch it after you're done, all right? Now, Taco Bell from the 1960s is bringing back the Tostada, which is a classic menu item, and it is described as, it was first debuted in 1962 to the first Taco Bell where people were able to walk up and order in Southern California, and it is a crispy tostada shell layered with delicious refried beans, zesty red sauce, fresh lettuce, and shredded cheese. All right, and this was, I believe, $1.99 from the Taco Bell that I ordered from here. All right, now prices may vary depending on where you are ordering these items in the country. Okay, now where is that tostada? Here it is. Here is the tostada. Now I remember when this was out back in the days, and it was way under $1. Okay, you would be able to get a tostada. I would order 3 or 4, and it would still not be over $2, okay, grandchildren? So, wow, how the times have changed. So take a look at that tostada. Man, and all of these items together. Let's see if I can hold these all up. Ah! Maybe a thumbnail or something. All right. Let's go ahead and check. I found this breakfast salsa. I have never tried Taco Bell's breakfast salsa. So let's go ahead and try this out. Hopefully we don't have like potatoes or something coming out. All right, let's see. Oh, it looks like a mild salsa, not too hot. It's kind of you can kind of almost see through it. All right, Kobe. All right, here we go. The Tostada, 1960s. All right. I gotta tell you, this looks pretty groovy to Granny Goatee. Let's see how it tastes. If it still tastes the way that it used to taste. Oh, take a look at that. Wow, here we go. Nice and crunchy. That is taking me back. That breakfast salsa is quite mellow and not spicy at all. There's quite a bit of refried beans on here, so you get that nice refried bean flavor. just like they used to taste back in the days. Very good. Far out. I can totally dig it. The lettuce is nice and fresh and crispy. I'm not sure if it's because I just got this morning, but all the flavors complement each other really well. For being an item that does not have any meat in this item, there's no ground beef or anything. It is one of Granny Goatee's favorite items to eat, and I'm so glad that they've brought it back for a limited time. Now, I thought that this return of the tostada and these other items was going to be all show and no go, but it's actually a home run. I really enjoyed it. So the 1960s tostada, that's a win for me. And just wait till the end of the video and I will give you a review on each one of these items, okay? Now we're moving on to the 1970s with Taco Bell's Green Sauce Burrito. Okay, grandchildren? Ooh, my glasses are flying off now. The Green Sauce Burrito is one of these three. Now, which one feels like a burrito to Granny Goatee? I think this one. So let's hope. Oh no, this is not it. Okay, this one is it. All right, the Green Sauce Burrito, grandchildren. Now this is described, is the 1970s. It came out in the 1970s. Described as a popular burrito known for being one of the most hacked items. Is filled with savory refried beans, crunchy onions, shredded cheddar cheese, and a tangy green sauce made with green chilies, tomatillos, jalapenos, and spices. Available for $2.49. It's pretty heavy, but once again, this is another item, a blast from the past that does not contain any meat. Okay, let's go ahead and hit this with some. Let's just try it on its own with that green sauce first, and then we'll hit it with some fire sauce. Okay, grandchildren? That verde sauce is quite nice. Boy, this verde sauce tastes completely different than what I remember back in the days. You can really taste the tomatillos in here. It's really strange because I've never had any salsa from Taco Bell. Even when I used to have this burrito, this green sauce burrito, it never tasted like this. What a nice combination. I gotta clean my hands, grandchildren. I don't want to lick my fingers, but what a nice combination. The refried beans, the cheese. I mean, there's not much to say about that, but that green sauce, wow, what a transformation it does for the flavors in here. It's not spicy, but it's a little bit sour, a little bit zesty, a little bit of a zinger, but it's so nice the way it blends in with those beans and that cheese. I don't even want to put fire sauce on here. I just want to enjoy this burrito with that green sauce. Unlike any other salsa you will get from Taco Bell, you even get a hint of smoke, those roasted peppers. This tastes nothing like anything else you would get from Taco Bell. I am rather enjoying it. That is what I'm talking about, grandchildren. That was funky, out of sight. I was tripping in the beginning. I thought it was going to be a bummer. Because I remember back in the days, this was not one of my favorite items. But I'm just really, really enjoying it this time around. I mean, out of sight. That is what I'm talking about. All right. Next, we're moving on to the 1980s. In the 1980s, Taco Bell had what was called, grandchildren, had what was called a Meximelt. And oh my gosh, it has been so long since Granny Goatee has had a Meximelt. So let's go ahead and try this Meximelt out. Now this, I think, is the Meximelt. Let's go ahead and open this up real quick. Oh, the tortilla's stuck. The tortilla's stuck. Look, it's tearing up. Okay, let's see if we can get this out without destroying it. All right, here is the Meximelt. And this is a fan favorite. Let me open it up for y'all. Take a look at that. An item that has beef. This is a fan favorite making its comeback from the 1980s. The Meximelt features freshly prepared pico de gallo, a blend of mozzarella, cheddar, and Monterey Jack cheese melted with seasoned beef wrapped in a tortilla, offered at $2.99. That looks pretty good. Now we're gonna actually hit this with some fire salsa. Oh my gosh, I haven't had a Meximelt in, I wanna say, like 30 years? I mean, that's just wild. All right, here we go. Meximelt time. It is dripping. Woo! Oh my God. That is oily. Be careful when you're eating this, grandchildren. You see that? All right, one more bite. I don't like that drip action. I thought this was going to be pretty fresh, pretty deaf, pretty ill, but that juice from the pico de gallo has soaked up the tortilla, and it is the primary and overwhelming flavor in this Meximelt. You're getting an overwhelming flavor of pico de gallo. It's drowning out the beef, it's drowning out the cheese, it's drowning out the fire sauce. If the pico de gallo was a little less, not as excessive in here, then the Meximelt would be a lot better. The flavors will not be drowned out. So maybe you can ask them to go easy on the pico de gallo when they're putting this Meximelt together, because that is not appetizing looking. Look at that. It's just completely falling apart. And not fresh. Not fresh at all. Not fly at all. Not digging in it at all. So we're going to put this one to the side. All right, grandchildren. Now, before I get into the last one, okay, which will be the 1990s Gordita Supreme, since we're taking a blast from the past, I wanted to tell you, grandchildren, a little bit about what it was like in the Soviet Union. Okay, now Granny Goatee came to the United States a little bit after World War II, when relations became a little bit more friendly between the Soviet Union and the United States. And the Soviet Union was allowing people to leave the country and go to other countries, including the United States, okay? And I remember when I was over there, life was very, very hard. And I just want to tell you a little bit so that you can have an interesting. I just want to juxtapose the United States with the Soviet Union and the different lives and lifestyles that Granny Goatee has lived. In the Soviet Union, I remember I would take my children out right by our home. We lived inside of a big complex on the seventh floor, and we had a park right outside, and I would take my children out to this park, and they had big Soviet tanks that the children could take pictures with and climb on, and there was a really nice lake that we would row our kids and our grandkids across this lake. It was really a lot of fun. There were really a lot of positive things in the Soviet Union, but I can tell you, when you don't have anything else to compare it to, it seems like it's great. But when you get an opportunity to come to the country, to come to a country like the United States, then you can really see the difference between the socialist and capitalist lifestyles, where individual freedom is appreciated as opposed to collectivism. Okay, grandchildren? Now, I remember I lived in a very small apartment on the seventh floor with almost all of my family members. And I remember my mom and my mom's brother and their parents and my children. We all lived in a 1/2 bedroom type of an apartment. And the reason why I would say /2 bedroom is because my grandfather built the balcony into a room where my uncle could sleep. So he had a quasi indoor outdoor balcony type of a room, which would get really cold in the winter. And when we were sleeping all in this one room, my uncle was in his own balcony room, but we had curtains hanging to separate what were our sections of the rooms. It was quite awful. Okay, grandchildren? I remember we would have to stand in line. Here in the United States, you stand in line to be able to pay for your groceries. You can pick whatever you want, whatever is available, and almost everything that you would like is available for you to buy. Even during COVID times, almost everything that you really needed, you can find. You just had to stand in line to get in the store in the Soviet Union. It was really awful. You didn't have very many options for food. You took whatever they gave you. Sometimes the food would actually run out, and it was just really hard. You had to ration. And I remember over here, you turn on your water, you turn on your electricity, and you have water and electricity whenever you'd like. Over there, water would turn on 2 hours a day, and you would know water was turned on because everybody would leave what they were doing, and they would rush to their homes and their apartments, and they would fill up their canisters, their glasses, their pots, even their tubs in their bathrooms. They would fill it up with water for the next day, because when the water would turn off, you would not be able to access water. But at least if you had some pots, if you had your tub filled with water, you could take a shower. You had to save that water for the next day. And sometimes the water wouldn't turn on even the next day. And sometimes we wouldn't have electricity, and you wouldn't have any lights. So we would always have to have spare candles to be able to light them up. And I remember when it was finally time where we were able to come to the United States as refugees, that the Soviet Union would not let OGGG, my Granny Goatee, and my Grandpa Goatee, they would not let them leave with any of their valuables, their jewelry, even their wedding rings. And I remember when OGGG passed away, excuse me, grandchildren, I remember when OGGG passed away, I got a really, really large golden ring. And I thought to myself, what's up with this really large golden ring? And I had no idea at the time that they had forged their 2 wedding rings into one ring so they could sneak it out of the country, because Even the gold, even your wedding bands in the Soviet Union were not your own. They belonged to the state. And it was just really tough times, grandchildren, excuse me. And I am so, so grateful. So grateful to have left that place and to be where Granny Goatee is now. And I'm so grateful for the United States. And I think all of you should be too. Of what we have here and what we are able to do and what we are able to accomplish. And wow, forgive me, grandchildren. I did not know I was going to get emotional over this video, but it was not easy. And we'll just leave the glasses off for now because I cannot get them underneath my, my hood. It was not easy. But if you enjoyed that story and you're grateful to be in the United States, please give me a like on the video, all right? Now, let's move on to the 1990s, to the Gordita Supreme, okay? And now this has been, this was on the menu for quite a while, past the 90s if I remember, because I remember having them in the 2000s. And you have this nice, fluffy tortilla, kind of thick. And then you have beef, lettuce, tomatoes in here. I don't want to spill it. Beef, lettuce, tomatoes, sour cream, okay? Beef Gordita Supreme boasts a warm, fluffy, flavored flatbread filled with seasoned beef, cool, reduced fat sour cream, crisp lettuce, 3-cheese blend of mozzarella, cheddar, and Monterey Jack, topped with diced tomatoes, available for $2.99. Now this total meal, everything together with tax, let's hit this with some fire sauce, was over $11. And I think it's not a bad deal for 4 items, especially if you're going to get this nostalgic feel, which Granny Goatee is definitely getting. It's almost like we're going back into the past. Here it is, the Gordita Supreme. Okay? Back into Granny Goatee's past and back into Taco Bell's past. All right, here we go. I have always loved this tortilla. It's cold, sure, but it's nice and fluffy. It folds in on itself, caves in on itself. Look at that. I love that. The sour cream is what makes this Gordita Supreme. Without the sour cream, it would not be the same. The sour cream blends in with this tortilla. It makes it just absolutely wonderful. The lettuce, the crispness of the lettuce at this Taco Bell is really blowing me away. Maybe because it's morning time and it's very fresh, but I'm really digging the lettuce, the tomatoes. The flavors are coming through. They must have just diced these up. The beef is nicely seasoned, but there's not enough beef in here. Taco Bell, please, along with the Meximelt, hit me with some more beef in here. There is not enough. The sour cream is just drowning out that beef flavor. Maybe just a little bit more would do it for me. But overall, I really miss the Gordita. I wish that they could bring the Gordita Supreme back on the menu permanently. This was one of my favorite items when I would go to Taco Bell in the early 2000s and the 90s. All right, let's see if we can put this whole thing down. Fail. I've always loved the Gordita Supreme. All right. right, grandchildren. That was, FYI, that was hella bomb. Hella bomb. All that and a bag of chips. Booyah! Hit the spot, grandchildren. I was gonna be, I thought I was gonna be bugging with that gordita, but that was fire. Fire, fire, fire. Just like the sauce. So what do I think? Let's go ahead and give these a 1 through 10, one by one. We'll start with the Gordita Supreme and then work our way up to the Tostada, all right? So as far as the 1990s Gordita Supreme, I'm giving that a 8.2 out of 10. I've always liked the Gordita Supreme. I've tried it before, and 8.2 out of 10 is what I am giving it. I think you should try it if you haven't had it. If you're a youngster and you've never had a Gordita Supreme, and this is before your time, go ahead and try it out. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comment section, okay? As far as the Meximelt, man, that's gonna get like a 4. Too much pico de gallo. I'm gonna bump it down, like 3.8. Too much pico de gallo, just dripping. The tortilla was soaked. Just was not a fun time. And there was an overwhelming pico de gallo flavor, drowning out the cheese, drowning out the beef, drowning out everything else. It was almost like eating a piece of bread with salsa, pico de gallo salsa in it. It's not good. Excuse me. So we're gonna hit that with the 3.8. As far as the green sauce burrito, that's gotta be my favorite item that I tried today. And I recommend you try that too. There's something about that green sauce. It's just beans and cheese, but that green sauce elevates it. You get the tomatillos, you get the roasted smokiness of those jalapenos in that green sauce. It mixes in with those beans. It's really delicious. You don't even need to add any other type of hot sauce to it. It's not spicy, but it gives you a nice, refreshing flavor that you don't normally get from any of the items in Taco Bell. So I do recommend that. And I'm going to go ahead and give that one an 8.9 out of 10. I'm giving it an 8.9. I know it seems like it's really, really high, but I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I will order it again. Matter of fact, I may go later on today and order it again. All right, now moving on to the tostada. You know, we're gonna hit the tostada with a 7. You know, no meat, tastes good, beans come through, cheese comes through, crispy lettuce, tomatoes, everything was fresh. Even the tostada itself, it held its integrity. I remember when I used to order this back in the 60s and 70s, if you waited even a little bit, that tostada would just completely fall apart on you. And I drove home from Taco Bell, and that tostada was still holding it together. So that tostada is getting a 7 out of 10. Okay, grandchildren? Now, I do hope that all of you enjoyed this video. I do hope that all of you have a wonderful Halloween with your friends and family. Please be careful out there. Please be safe. There's a lot of crazy people, especially on Halloween, out there doing crazy things. So if you have young ones, please keep your eye on them so that they can have fun and be safe at the same time, okay? And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get the channel up to 500 and then on our way to 1,000. And to all of you that do support Granny Goatee and are giving me likes and are leaving comments, I just want you to know I appreciate each and every one of you. This has been a really interesting journey for me and for all of us. And I can't wait to see where we can take it. And as the channel gets bigger and as I'm able to monetize and do different types of things with the channel to get that income coming in, to get that income coming in, I will have cool and fresh ideas to expand what we can do on this channel. and see where we can take it. And I am going to actually tap into your ideas too through the community tab and see what type of things we can do in this channel as the channel grows to keep it more, to keep it exciting and make it more fun and more interactive between all of us. Because one of my favorite parts of starting this YouTube channel is actually interacting with all of you and conversing with all of you and chopping it up back and forth. I gotta tell you, sometimes I wake up and I'm looking forward to those comments. A lot of you are very funny and you make me laugh out loud. So when I actually put LOL on there, I am really laughing, okay? So shout out to all my subscribers, man. God bless all of you. And I will see you on the next video. Happy Halloween, everybody. Bye-bye.